turns to the side. Willie Isa is pushed out to the wing to accommodate him. Up front, the skipper is back. John Clark makes his 340th career appearance, and there's a really strong-looking subs bench. Probably my best of the year so far, says Dennis Betts. It includes new signing Eamon O'Carroll, who arrived at the back end of last week from Hull FC. For Castleford, well, Richard Owen's suspended for this game, so youngster James Clare makes only his second appearance on the wing. Nick Youngquest, who became the first man to score a hat-trick against Widnes since the war in the last meeting, plays at full-back. Rangi Chase, under a disciplinary cloud, is suspended. McGoldrick and Ferris is an unlike games out at loose forward, and Craig Hubie has scored tries in each of his last two outings. The substitutes include the captain, Danny Orr. He's not 100% fit, that's why he's on the bench. Emmett Jones and Massey complete the 17 for Ian Millward. So the Castleford Tigers, they beat Widnes in the May Day Bank Holiday Monday fixture, 36-12. Nick Young, the feature of that game. But since that 24 points win at home to Widnes, they've won only once. If they lose here, they know that they'll be in the mix to try and avoid a third wooden spoon finish. And onto the pitch now comes Corporal Mark Toner, Corporal Shaw, Ian Mills and Captain Ian Elms, who are delivering tonight's match ball to the centre spot. It is, of course, part of the Armed Forces Day, which took place over the weekend. Here at the Vikings tonight, they're extending the celebrations. Widnes emerge, Patrick Arban with his young lady. And the mascot in red, he is hoping to inspire a fourth win of the season for the Vikings. It's young Jamie McConnell. It's a special birthday treat for Jamie, as Dad Peter is a keen member of the Burtonwood Bulldogs Amateur Club. Big night for that young man. He could easily see a fourth victory for the Widnes Vikings of 2012. Steve Ganson is the referee, always entertaining when Steve's in the middle, and the servicemen leave the field having safely delivered the match ball. We're ready to go. This could be very, very competitive.
It should be, Eddie. I'm looking forward to it. The battle of the bottom, and the Bulls, remember, Widnes, if they win tonight, they will go off and away from the wooden spoon position. And we've already mentioned that the biggest problem for Widnes, of course, throughout this season is their lack of discipline. Phil Clark made it quite clear that to give away silly penalties early in the game does not allow them to take control. It was certainly displayed last week against Wigan. 4 penalties on the trot, and Wigan scored on every occasion. Can't afford to do that.
And this is the Castleford Tigers in possession. That's Steve Snitch. He will play the ball. That was Adam Milner. And Ferris goes down that left-hand side, gets the pass away. That's good harassing defence, though, by the Widnes Vikings. They pull the ball carrier down. And now it's Ryan McGoldrick. High-stepping little goose step from him. Jonathan Walker is trapped on halfway. The last tackle in the opening set of 6. It'll come back for the kick from McGoldrick in the white boots. It goes down centre field, straight down the throat of Patrick Arban. He will run it back strongly if he possibly can.
Well, a good first minute for both sides there. Castleford controlling the ball, getting to the kick and getting to their opponent's half of the field. And then for the Vikings there, to be able to take the kick on the full, it always seems to put yourselves on the front foot. But again, having said that, in the second tackle, a wonderful control there now by the Walker and his teammates there to force back the Widnes players. Ben Cross now gets them to about the halfway line.
The rain pouring down again, as it has done for much of this year, and I think we're in for a very quick match tonight, because this eye pitch, it'll be slippery, it'll be sliding, and it's a penalty here to the Widnes Vikings. Pickersgill, the ball was stolen from him. Snitch deemed to be the culprit by referee Ganson.
Well, he certainly held him down. He was shouting to release him, made no attempt to do it. And on that occasion, we just mentioned the fact that Widnes were the culprits last week. Now it's the Tigers. Widnes, of course, they haven't done too badly playing at home. They really have made a good fist of it in front of their home fans.
Yes, they have. Wigan, Huddersfield and the London Broncos will attest to that. Here they look for win number 4. It's with Hanbury now. There was a runner, Ben Cross, that went down the centre field then. It was almost deemed to be obstruction by referee Steve Ganson, but he kept the whistle in his pocket. Here is Joe Mellor, gets the short ball away. This is Hep Cahill, and Cahill Does well, actually. He wouldn't go down. He gets to within about 1.5 meters of that line, and here is another penalty going the Vikings' way. Hubie pushing and shoving with the Widnes man. Second penalty in quick succession for Widnes.
Not surprising, Steve Ganson wants to calm them down.
When you had him in a dangerous position, you press down on his neck. Then going on report for that, and the legal, well, don't look at me, I'm giving you an opportunity. Have you got it?
He's on report for what referee Steve Ganson has deemed to be a dangerous tackle. Here's a great opportunity for the Vikings. Pickersgill didn't actually hit that ball at any pace. I suppose he couldn't do, to be fair. He was only about 1 meter away from it, but it was a lethargic little run, really. Hanbury gets the ball away. Miller, they've opened the door. It's a try here. An early try for the number 20, which is Stephen Marsh, back in the side tonight. Missed the game against his former club Wigan, or rather the club that he is on loan from, Wigan, last weekend, and Widnes get off to the best possible start on the back of 2 penalty calls from Steve Ganson. They just piggyback their way downfield. The last, Craig Hubie going on report for what referee Steve Ganson deemed to be perhaps undue pressure on the neck of the grounded player, and Marsh over for the try, and Widnes, as I say, they're off to a great start.
Yeah, a lot of enthusiasm shown as well, helped along by those 2 quick penalties. This is where what it came about. Oliver Holmes had done all the hard work, and you can see that. You don't do that to the official, and that's the reason why it gave them the opportunity. The dummy runner coming back on the inside. The pass from Joe Mellor was superb, and Stephen Marsh goes in. It's all about running off the ball that can create problems for the defence, and on that occasion, the Widnes Vikings certainly opened up the Tigers.
You know, 8 weeks ago when Widnes went to Castleford, they had about 20 chances, 20 play the balls in a similar situation to that, Eddie. Is it 2 more points? Yes, it is.
It is indeed, from the boot of Patrick Arban.
And with those 20 chances, they were unable to score. Now, they've shown, I think, in the 8 weeks, an improvement in an attacking ability. Here's a further penalty. The referee says they get him into a dangerous position and hold him down. Craig Hubie thinks not.
Undue pressure, the referee said, on the back of the neck.
Well, it can be very subtle sometimes. John Wells spoke about last week and how maybe Widnes, in numbering up, Eddie, they got the defence wrong. On that occasion, it was the Castleford Tigers. Defence all astray, didn't number up properly, and Widnes, well, they were good enough to take advantage of that. Great start to them. Great start for them.
Yes, great start for them, and it will be music to the ears and magic to the eyes of their chairman, Steve O'Connor, who is watching here tonight. He has returned from a trip to London, where he was present at a tribute and celebration to the late Lord Ashley of Stoke. Jack Ashley, Widnes born, president of this club throughout the course of his lifetime, and of course president also of the Royal National Institute for the Deaf, Jack Ashley, and it's going to apparently be an annual event each and every year, is that. And Brian, of course, talked to Steve O'Connor just before this match, just back from London, and the tribute at Church House to the late Lord Ashley of Stoke, Jack Ashley, Widnes born.
Well, a pretty good start by the home side, and that's a good kick and chase as well. It was the basics that we mentioned that they fell apart against Wigan last week, but they've certainly got it on key tonight.
Do you think, Phil, that Dennis Betts has challenged his men tonight? Do you think this is a match that they have targeted for the past few weeks?
Quite possibly so, and I think that the Tigers are up for it. Some of the tackles early on have been ferocious. I mean, some of the players with the white shirts running for, but drilled into the ground by some of the Castleford hits, so I think we're for a good game here.
It's the Tigers who are in possession with Craig Hubie. They've had to do a lot of work, the Castleford Tigers. It goes high again off the boot of Ryan McGoldrick. Underneath it is Patrick Arban. He watched that come out of the grey sky. Sets off on a run, goes in front of his own post. Snitch got to him, and with a little help from Milner, he was halted.
Well, they didn't like the attention that Steve Snitch was giving to him, and the Widnes crowd are really getting on the back of Steve Ganson, but he's saying it's A-OK, it's rough and tough out there. I must say he's got a key factor, hasn't he, the Castleford standoff. Ryan McGoldrick, a lot of pressure on him tonight. He'll be sorting them out around the play the ball area, and you've got to start thinking that, you know, when will Ian Millwood think about bringing on the injured Danny Orr? He's made it quite clear he's not 100% fit. Went backwards, he said.
Well, he said it went backwards, but that looked as though it might have actually come and gone forward first and then bounced backwards. But anyway, Steve Ganson is the man with the whistle. It's him who is making the decision. Here's Brett Ferris now for the Castleford Tigers. Widnes with the added incentive. They've never finished bottom of the Super League table. Second bottom in 2005 and relegated to make way for the Catalan Dragons. They, of course, are former World Club Challenge winners, the Widnes Vikings. They will want to maintain that record of never finishing at the foot of a table.
Oh, I just saw a brief glimpse of Danny Orr. It just shows you the problems that the Tigers do have, Eddie, in as much that, oh, that's a great pass.
And
wonderful play.
Even better pass on the inside to Josh Griffin. That's the last tackle here for Castleford. Quick play, the ball needed. Here's McGoldrick, ball in the centre to Hubie. He has a hand in the face of the would-be defender. The poor ball, though, but the referee says that Widnes are caught offside.
Allowed the advantage, did Ganson. Made it quite clear to the Widnes defenders who they were in a little bit of a trouble there, but I'm just saying, trying to get to the point, Eddie, that Castleford, their injury problems, well, it's really bad, isn't it, when you've got to throw onto the field into the 17, a man that is not 100%, and that man is Danny Orr.
Here's McGoldrick, though. He gets the ball away to Ferris, and that was a ball, really, that was a second rower's pass at the heart of the attack, but it bounced off the chest. Widnes have it back.
The key for me tonight is the number 2 for Castleford. The player who they were trying to get the ball to, OK, was taken out, but Nate Youngquist is a great runner of the ball. Dave Allen breaks the line. Eventually just about slowed and broke down by Youngquist. But watch out for the Castleford fullback, number 2. I think he'll have a massive game here.
And he's just actually limped his way back into position there. Here's another penalty. Forward pass, was it?
Yep, forward pass.
Forward, mate.
Well, Steve Ganson was way downfield, so he's got it right. I think that's absolutely spot on.
I think he has got it right, Steve. You know, we're set up for a perfect game here tonight because both of these have identical hopes for the end of this season, Eddie. The games are running out. There's a very slim chance of either of them making the playoffs, but they'll want to start building for next year. They'll want to entertain their fans and send them home at the end of the 2012 season with happy memories. They do not want to finish bottom of the table, and that applies to both.
It does indeed, as well as the Viking. He doesn't want his team to be foot of the table. Castleford already have begun their rebuilding. So too have Widnes, of course, with that much publicised signing of Kevin Brown, the Huddersfield Giants captain. And Castleford here have got Lee Gilmore coming. They also have other players in the pipeline on the way. Michael Shenton is making a return to the Tigers from St Helens.
Good tackle.
Building well for the future, both.
Just going to say, good hard tackle by the prop Ben Cross. They're well disciplined at the moment to the black and whites.
McGoldrick slides the kick in. Well, and that hit the corner post, so that would be deemed to be out. It's a 20-metre restart. Cameron Phelps was quite content to allow that little chip through by McGoldrick to hit the post.
And how cool was he? The fullback just allowed that ball. He knew it was destined to hit the corner post.
So many times teams restart on the 20-metre mark from the wrong place and are told by the referee to go and take it back from the correct spot in the centre of the field. I know that's a pet hate of yours, Phil.
Well, there are some grounds actually which put a mark and indication in the middle of it on the simply because the groundsman thinks he should do. But do you know how and where you kick the ball on the last tackle has a massive going on again. Widnes could have been trapped in that corner, but the kick went inches out of the way, hit the corner post, tapped 20, and now we see a tap penalty here. So because of the kick in the corner, which went just in the wrong position, we're now going to see Widnes attacking almost at the other end of the field within less than 60 seconds. Kicks on the last tackle are huge in this sport.
I'll tell you what, keep your eye on Steve Snitch and the prop forward Ben Cross. They've had a lot of verbals at each other. They really are pinpointing, and it should be worth watching.
This is Winterstein, who will get to his feet and play the ball to John Clark. He gives it to Hanbury. Hanbury then to Mellor. Mellor finds Phelps, goes over the top and into the arms of the try-scorer Marsh. That's a good defensive tackle.
Good work by young James Clare there. Good gamble, came off the whitewash, came in on the angle. That should be back to 6. It is.
It is. It was touched by Clare. So another set of 6 here for the Widnes Vikings.
Frank Winterstein is way out on the left-hand side. Will he get it?
Hanbury hangs on.
Go line, Nick. Hold.
Tackled by Snitch, 10 metres away. Clark changes the direction of the attack. It's picked up off his toes by Mellor. That's a big hit coming in on him from Oliver Holmes.
Hold. Go.
Clark again. Hanbury goes wide. The ball was hit at pace. And somehow they keep Stephen Marsh out. Little jink and he goes for the line on that far side. He's held up short. Clark again. Stab to the in-goal area. That will scoot away.
Well, they're stretching them, Eddie. There's no doubt about that. Castleford have been called on a couple of occasions there. You see this kick a little bit too hard, but James Clare on 2 occasions and Ollie Holmes have had to come in and make very, very good decisions to come in and also execute the tackle properly. Had they not done, Widnes could have scored. Widnes are stretching them on the edges a little, but good Castleford defence.
All the way, Ben. Hold.
It's now Widnes' turn to defend against the Castleford Tigers, hoping to halt a run of 4 straight away defeats here tonight. Scampering little run coming in here from Rhys Williams, the man on loan from the Warrington Wolves.
Move. Go.
Enterprising start from both teams. Good run also from Millington. The ball hits the deck.
Back to
6 to go. The referee has wiped it. 6 to go. Hubie offloads. Oh, he gets away with it. And here goes Youngquest. And there's the first try for the Tigers. Nick Youngquest with the try.
Okay.
6 to go, and the ball went to ground. It was the Castleford Tigers who responded first. Good ball found Nick Youngquest going through the hole. And Youngquest, the man who's going to retire at the end of the season, that's his 50th try, by the way, in the UK since he arrived in this country. Those 3 tries against Widnes in May, making a bit of history. That's 11 for the season, and Castleford Tigers are on the board.
Well, sometimes you take a gamble, and that gamble is to come out of the defensive line, and that allowed Youngquest playing full-back tonight. Good work by Rhys Williams, got them into a good position. Then it was a good link here. Millington gets it off. That was a back to 6, play on. But watch how they come out of the line here. Got to respond, get to it. Once it goes through, back to 6. It's a good offload as well by Hubie, but you can see if you come out of that line, you've got to go and make sure that it's a ball and all tackle, and I'm afraid he didn't do it. It allowed the fullback, Youngquest, to squirm over.
Hubie to try and add the extras. And the big prop forward has missed with the kick.
Well, unable to convert a try that he had a large part in setting up. He's a very, very big man, and he's a compulsive offloader. Very, very difficult to stop. See Grant Millington as well. He's able to get the ball away and keeping it alive. Well, it causes confusion in the Widnes defence. They shifted on to QB. Well, sucks 2 men in. There was an opportunity to perhaps close Youngquest down. He had the speed to finish in the corner. Again, it's a bright start from both sides, and we've got a game on our hands.
Yes, we have. Goal kicking just might come back to haunt the Castleford Tigers because, I mean, Hubie can kick a goal, there's no doubt about that, but last week against the Leeds Rhinos, they had 3 different kickers having a shot at goal.
We're talking about a kicking game, it is...
there's one of them there on the left-hand side, that's Danny Orr.
Danny Orr certainly will... Oh, they've lost possession. That wasn't reefed out, he just lost control of that. Just making the point, we saw a quick shot of the Widnes coach, Dennis Betts. Remember, they were applying the pressure a few moments ago on the kick. Well, it went in the in-goal area, and there were not enough Widnes players alert to the fact that that kick was going to be put there.
Eamon O'Carroll is on for his first appearance for Dennis Betts' team. Just driving that ball in there. He now is Frank Winterstein. He gets them to within about 27 metres away from the line. And Clark finds Hanbury, who gives it then to Mellor. And there is Phelps. They go wide to Stephen Marsh again. He's good on his feet. That flicked off a Castleford body. It is a forward pass. The referee has deemed that, but I'm sure it touched a Castleford Tigers jersey on the way.
Well, Marsh tried to offload there in an impossible situation. I think the officials got it right, but you're right there. It certainly just hit a Castleford player.
Castleford will take the scrum. They will be happy to do that.
Back it in, lock tight. Tight in, boys.
Such important now that Widnes make sure their defence is pretty solid. Got to keep them way down in that defensive quarter.
Mentioned their poor run of form away from home for the Tigers. Their last away win was a pretty significant one. It was at Wakefield on Good Friday, and local bragging rights belong to them on that occasion. Of course, Wakefield now, with the news that their new ground has received planning permission last week, has just put a little bit of pressure on the Castleford Tigers to get themselves out of the Coliseum if they possibly can. They say their plans are still intact. There's something else you can talk about on Backchat, Steve-O, with Rod Studd. Maybe not this week because your agenda's full, but
yeah, it's building up
here in that particular part of West Yorkshire.
Well, I must say, Widnes' defence at the moment is very poor indeed. 5 attempts, getting to the tackle, no one going for the legs, and that's finished off with a poor kick in the end. But they've got to make sure if someone's going to go low, then you can stop the offload. But they're all going to try the offload.
There's a reason that was a poor kick, Steve-O, and that's because of who's playing in the halves. An awful lot of pressure is coming on Ryan McGoldrick here to do the kicking. Brett Fair is a very, very strong player, and he can run the ball well. But I believe most of the kicking duties will be done by Ryan McGoldrick. He ran a ball in, he wouldn't have been positioned, it wouldn't have been set, yet the ball still gets flung to him. Somebody else on the Castleford side is going to have to put their hand up and kick this ball on occasion, because this man, he's in good form at the moment, can't do it all.
That was a neat pass from John Clark and a good solid run from Hanbury. Here's Clark again, gives it to Phelps, charge down, and that will be Castleford's ball.
Surely.
No, it's a charge down, Steve-O.
It's all right. Did he put the arms out?
It's a very fast game. Here's the kick there. I'm not quite sure it's not charged down.
Well, he approached the ball, didn't he? That's it.
Very fast play of the balls. The ground's ball moving from one end of the ground to the other. It's quick at the moment. I don't know whether it's because of the pitch or because of the two teams, but it's been a fast pace in the opening quarter, in my opinion.
And again, we see the Widnes defence. Okay, they've got him down on this occasion, but they're all going ball and all tackle.
Here's Hubie. Just held on as the dummy runner Oliver Holmes went past him on the left-hand side. The players really should have 2 tackles there against their name, I suppose. This now is Milner again. Milner gets to his feet on the last. And again, it is McGoldrick's kick. It's a towering kick as well. Arvan collects it cleanly underneath his own sticks. It's a restart on the 20. Here they go. Arvan's caught them on the back foot.
Well, they certainly weren't back the required distance, but it was such a quick pass and a tap.
Well, McGoldrick, I think, was, Steve. He was the 23, the one who made the first tackle. He worked very well to get back into position. Look, he's already stood on the line waiting there. Read it incredibly well, didn't he? Got himself in the way and did enough to stop that long breakdown field.
Yes, it was good thinking by Ryan McGoldrick in his 7th season at Castleford, by the way. So important for this team tonight, particularly. 170 appearance for the Tigers. Hanbury gets the ball away to Arvan, and it'll stab through from Arvan's boot. Knock on, says the referee. Who says that's a knock on?
Which player lost it though, Eddie? The referee shout lost it. Watch, it's a kick.
Arvan is the one who says has lost it.
He kicks it.
Yes, it is. We can see that. He didn't see it. Did John Clark lose it?
I don't know. From a different angle we'll see it, but Arvan's done the right thing.
Well, that's all right, but
did he get contact? I suppose he did in many ways, but
there's the knock-on, maybe there from Clark, maybe.
Well, it's hit the knee. It's got to hit the ground first, Eddie.
The question is on whether or not he's kicked this ball or it's hit the ball first, or hit the ground first. So that,
I think it just gets a toe to it, in my opinion. Either way, the Tigers will not be complaining.
21 minutes gone. Widnes ahead 6 points to 4. A lot of people critical of the fact that these days there is no promotion, no relegation to or from Super League, say that teams at the foot of the table have nothing to play for. Well, I don't think you can accuse these two sides of having nothing to play for here tonight. This is a very entertaining game. Okay, not at the top of the table, but down at the foot of the table. But neither of them want to be dragged in and involved in the hunt for the wooden spoon. And he's in possession.
And you know, you can tell the pressure on both sides, in as much that they're panicking. You know, just settle things down and take control of the game. We've just seen impossible passes, trying to force it.
A solid run from Winterstein. Good tackle low down by Adam Milner. Here now is Rhys Hanbury. Here's Winterstein. Almost through.
Such a strong man. Good tackle by Jordan Thompson. It had to be.
No, the ball is lost.
No, I think he tried to kick, and Winterstein
Gets
surely.
over. Now is he going to refer this upstairs? He's not even gone upstairs to the video referee. Surely that one should have been handed upstairs to Robert Hicks or Steve Ganson, the referee who backs himself 100%. Has he backed himself? Has he come home with the money? Has he made the right decision? We'll see in a moment. But Frank Winterstein with the try. Only his 4th try of the season. It stretches the lead. Let's have a look at this.
It was a kick through, and it was play on.
I think he's come up with the right decision again, Steve Ganson.
Yeah, McShane puts the kick through, ricochets away off the leg of Youngquist, and Winterstein says, I've got the power, and I'm certainly going to take advantage. Came off the Castleford player, no doubt in my mind, and the big fella said, I'll take the 4.
Full mark Steve Ganson, full mark Frank Winterstein.
Well, it's full marks, Eddie, for 4. Can they make it 6? Patrick Arvan, can he add the extras?
Patrick Arvan to try and do exactly that. 10-4, the Vikings are ahead.
Time back on.
That's the angle he's got. Doesn't matter to Patrick Arvan, it's a great kick straight to the die, and 12-4 the Vikings lead.
Well, that's it. It's all about reacting in these occasions. Kick didn't go exactly where we want to be. Castleford legs managed to block it, but it's about how quickly you react. Paul McShane puts it in. John Clark swoops, gives it to Winterstein. Well, he's strong enough to touch the ball down. And Ian Millward, we've seen it before. The Widnes Vikings fans will be happy. Ian Millward's made the decision to clear 3 off his bench, including Danny Orr. It's time for a change. We've seen this before. He makes mass changes. We saw it against, I think, Huddersfield early in the season on Sky. Can they lift the side?
Big collision there. That was Mellor, I think, who took that forward.
Yeah, it was a big hit by Nathan
It was
Massey.
Eamon O'Carroll. Another ex-Wiganer anyway. There, oh, now then, there's a right mess.
Got to be a penalty.
Paul McShane trying to make a quick play of the ball.
And that's where it's so important. Dennis Betts, Widnes coach, fully aware of that. He wanted a little bit more spark at the play the ball area, and he's certainly got it from this fella, Paul McShane, who I rate very highly indeed.
Someone else who is on loan here from Leeds Rhinos till the end of the season. They've had to work hard in the loan market this year, Widnes, to get some reinforcements in, and they've got some belters, haven't they, in the likes of Marsh and Mellor from Wigan and McShane from Leeds. They sail into many Super League teams starting lineup, and here is Phelps, gets it away.
Well, I must say, the Widnes side, they really, yeah, it should have been a knock-on, got away with it.
Winterstein again going for his second.
Just saying, they're really putting a lot of pressure on McGoldrick, who stands out on that right-hand defensive mode. And that's the reason why they're utilising Frank Winterstein out here on this left attack.
Eamon O'Carroll's first few involvements will endear him to the Widnes Viking supporters' hearts. Clark looks for the runner. He arrives, and it could be a try here for Christine.
No,
I think
he
he's
hasn't got it
lost
down.
it. And that's not down either. That's held up.
That is brilliant defence by the Tigers.
Last tackle, let's just see what happened there, mate.
Held up on both occasions.
I think they've kept Phelps up. I don't think he's touched it down. It's the big question mark over this first one for Christine.
He doesn't get it down, Eddie. He's getting it close, he's getting it close. No, that is brilliant.
The crowd in front of us, the Widnes fans, think he's touched down.
He hasn't. And the ball goes backwards. And
You can't pass the ball off the floor though, can you, Mike?
well, it's whether the ball carrying arm is at the deck. Does he have them both up in the air? We'll have to wait and see. That's the ball carrying arm on the right. At this moment, he hasn't got it down, and what it is, and then
Is
it
he
comes.
there? No.
No, it's no try. It's just what happens
It's
here.
no try.
Is the tackle complete there, and has he passed it?
Yeah, it's a
after
penalty
the
to
tackle?
Castleford. It's got to be a penalty to the Tigers.
Well, it's certainly no try. It's a difficult call.
I think he knows. I think Widnes know, and their supporters will sit down and just take a deep breath.
Do you fancy
Oh, that was tremendous defence. It looked as though Dean had it down there, and it was Millington.
Great work from Millington.
That's huge, Stephen. That's immense. To be able to put your hand in there and stop it. I'm sure Dennis Betts thought his side had a try, but they're still in a good position. Castle stretched at the moment. It's taken some excellent defence for Grant Millington to save them.
Well, you saw a little shot there of Dennis Betts, and
It was during the replay that shot was taken.
yeah, and all I'm saying, Eddie, is that that's the reason why I never really wanted to get involved with coaching. The pressure is enormous.
Well, Phil Clark called it absolutely right, the decision. He's got a whistle in his pocket. You could be a referee, Phil, the way you're going. You blew it with some gusto before the match.
It could be the future. I'll tell you what, I think we've got a great future in this game too, though. Whenever either side gets close, they've got enough ability to get close to getting over the line. We saw Vikings how close there. Now, McGoldrick and Orr and Youngquist are three key players for me as the Tigers work towards the Vikings line.
This is the last one. Little dab through. And good work from Cameron Phelps. He positions himself so well, doesn't he, the Widnes fullback?
Yeah, he reads the game well, but I must say that Ian Millwood, the Castleford coach, won't be impressed with the dribble. Should have been a little bit more intense, and maybe going back towards the post rather than into the corner.
Well, a massive day coming up in 48 hours. Wednesday is a red letter day for rugby league fans here on Sky Sports. First of all, we have the State of Origin, Queensland, New South Wales in the morning, 10:30, Sky Sports 2 HD. That game is live. It's the decider from Australia. And then on Wednesday night, it's England against the Exiles. Game 2 of this important two-match series for England in their build-up to World Cup next year. Sky Sports 2 HD again at 7:30. And Steve McNamara having to make several changes, and exciting changes as well. Some youngsters coming in. It's a shame it's no, I'm going to say degenerated. Degenerated. That's not the right word to use. But it's a shame that it is almost a trial game rather than a full-blooded Origin battle. But we shall see. It might be very interesting. It could be a game that is as competitive and as good as this. Nice little offload to Jake Emmett for Castleford. Youngquist is waiting at dummy half, and he stabs the ball through in behind the defence. Phelps is there again. Ooh, and Youngquist sliding
Went in with the knees.
Yes, he did. I think actually he's come off worse himself. Phelps just walks away, and Youngquist just gives his legs a rub.
Well, it certainly wasn't good technique the way that he went down. To be fair, he hit the ground first.
Yeah, he didn't go in with the knees. Here's Eamon O'Carroll. 32nd player to be used this year by Dennis Betts, the largest number in the Stobart Super League. Eamon O'Carroll arrived on Thursday. He's had a couple of training sessions with the team, and obviously fitting in well. He's here all the way through next year as well. Hull have allowed him to leave early, of course. John Kite has lost the ball on a loose carry.
Oh, great opportunity now for the Tigers. Haven't had much possession over the last 10-15 minutes, and that they've got to make sure now that they try to get points on the board.
Okay, pack it in, lads.
Well, for me, the Vikings have to have more than 50% of the ball in this game to stand a chance of winning, and at the moment they have. But errors inside their own half could be very, very costly for a side that sits at the bottom of the table. Can they back it up with some defence? John Kite, the prop, you see the big guy nearest the ref from Widnes, just on the field, seems to be blowing though pretty hard, even though he didn't start this match.
Danny Orr just puts in a short ball. It was lucky then that Clark was underneath. He got the legs up of Josh Griffin, but he managed to put him down gently. No danger. Emmett plays the ball. Danny Orr involved in a lot here since he's come off the bench.
Interesting to see that Danny Orr is just utilised as a dummy half. He normally likes to take the ball first receiver, not on that occasion. He might do this time.
Solid run again from Grant Millington. Really establishing himself in the Castleford Tigers side these days. Played 14 of the last 15. It's McGoldrick attacking the line. Oh, that's a good hit by Patrick Arvan. He should have scored though, Jordan Thompson.
Yeah,
what a hit this is. Bang,
yeah.
Out comes the ball.
That's the one thing you can always say about Patrick Arvan. He has got the body to do this. Oh, Thompson would have felt that. Nothing wrong with the tackle as well. Not high.
Tap restart. There's Arvan. tackler-in-chief on that occasion. Ooh, a little fumble there. He was lucky to get away with that. Cameron Phelps held on, moves out of dummy half, leaves it to the specialist, John Clark.
It's a good move as well by Dennis Betts to, to bring on the likes of Paul McShane, but yet keep John Clark out there so he can play his normal role, either getting into the first receiver or second receiver, controlling it so they can get the ball out wide.
High kick from Mellor, that's really high. Well claimed though by Youngquest, and Ben Davis was told by the referee to stay out of the action there. He'd strayed offside, he was ahead of the kick, he couldn't make the tackle, which is why Youngquest was able to move that ball forward. But Youngquest has been limping heavily for about the last 10-15 minutes, and he's in a bit of strife, the full-back, although the physio's just given the thumbs up to the bench.
Boy, Danny Orr, he would have felt that from McShane. That was one big explosive hit. Does he lose it, Danny Orr? Yes, it should have been a scrum down, not seen by the officials.
Or again at dummy half, little dink over the top will turn Widnes around. That will skip away on this surface, and it eventually finds its way over the dead ball line. He'll be frustrated by that. This is a very quick surface, isn't it, this eye pitch?
It is a quick surface, and Widnes want to play the game quickly, Eddie, and that's probably what's been most impressive. They've had some very big runs from their outside backs, and some of their big forwards, well, they've rolled up their sleeves and run it as hard as they can. And Castleford are struggling at the moment to deal with it. I think on the battle of possession and territory, I would say it's been won really by Widnes at the moment. Castleford need to cling in there, because another score before half-time and the heads might drop and this game might slowly disappear from them.
Interesting line about Danny Orr, who's out there at the moment off the substitutes bench. Only the second time he's been on the bench this season. Last time, 3 weeks ago, he came off the bench, scored 3 tries and won Castleford the game. They're hoping he might do the same again here tonight at Widnes. Whoops!
That was a knock-on, was it? Boy, he had a good look, did Ganson.
McShane.
Good take.
Yes, Youngquest very safe under the high ball. Obviously playing on through the pain barrier. No, he did well. Did well, McShane.
Yeah. Well, Dennis Betts will be quite pleased with the ability to get the ball away, and the chase has been pretty good, though that is great right there by Thompson.
Orr's in there again. Here's McGoldrick, short ball, and he finds Jonathan Walker. No, he doesn't. It's 22 on his back, not 12. My apologies.
Patrick Arvan.
It was Nathan Massey who went down on that tackle for Castleford.
Just saying,
Here's
Eddie,
Ferris.
Patrick Arvan was calling his defence, and again, they're not going for the legs. You can't afford to do that. How many occasions have we seen the Widnes defence just go high and get brushed away?
Last tackle here for Castleford, McGoldrick and Danny Orr. Outside of the boot, stabs it through. Tries to hack it forward. A foot came in behind him from Patrick Arvan, and they say that it was a push on the back of Danny Orr, and it's a penalty to Castleford.
Just calm down. Yeah.
Neat work, though, wasn't it? Danny Orr could see that there was no dummy runner there.
Okay.
There was no defensive line, and they are under pressure.
Jake Emmett with the drive in on the first tackle. 5 metres away from the Widnes line. There's Orr. Here is McGoldrick. McGoldrick then finds Ferris. Oh, and the pass from Ferris goes to ground, picked up by Stefan Marsh, who tripped over the Castleford player. The Widnes fans in front of us saying that he was tripped, but there's no trip there.
Just a pass he didn't need to make, Eddie. They were in great position. They had tackles up their sleeve. Just didn't need to make that, but the heads can't drop now. They've got to try and defend and keep Widnes in here, force them into a defensive kick.
Yeah, but disappointed in Millwood, realising they've had very few opportunities to apply that pressure, but this is good work, good build-up there by the Widnes side. Arvan has got the strength.
Yes, he backed himself, didn't he? Decent tackle by Rhys Williams in the end. This is Hanbury. Thought about the short ball to Davis, held on himself.
It's amazing. Early in this game, Widnes were having dummy runners, were having people that running off the ball, and now they've forgotten all about it. Neat kick.
Oh, and it spins its way back into the field of play, and Williams with work to do. And look where they turn the ball over, Widnes, right on the Castleford goal line.
We've all watched a lot of games of rugby league in our lives, and in my opinion, in the next 4 minutes in this, there are some more points to come. I just sense somebody's going to crack here. There's a tipping point in this match. If the Vikings can get another score before half-time, it could well be a significant one.
Danny Orr from dummy half sets Stuart Jones away for the Tigers.
Another good tackle by McShane. He's worked overtime since coming off the bench. And a spark at dummy half, but his defensive quality has been solid.
Last tackle, they're having to kick from their own 30-metre area, the Castleford Tigers. That ball bounces high and then into the arms of Phelps, who then gives it to Arvan. Danny Orr with a high tackle.
Well, he had to jump. He's a pretty high bloke, isn't he? Arvan.
Okay.
Probably Danny thought, well, don't really want to go low on this fella. Smacking the chops won't help his side, though. Another 30-40 metres downfield by Widnes.
This fella had a season, not him, not Patrick Arvan, but Danny Orr. He had a season under Dennis Betts at Wigan in 2005. And he was a colleague of John Wells's as well, wasn't he, down at London Harlequins? Yep. Been all over the shops, a bit like yourself, Steve. Been all over the place.
On leisure or business?
Both, bit of both. You've got a fridge magnet for every one of the places you've visited.
Don't have a fridge.
2, move, hold, go.
And don't forget to listen to Steve-O and Rod's discussions on Backchat over the next few weeks. It'll be entertaining stuff all the way through the next month or so. Here is a chance for Widnes.
Move, hold,
McShane is waiting. Back it comes to Hanbury, finds Winterstein. He's trying to use his strength again, Winterstein, carrying 3 towards the line. There's the last one for the Vikings. McShane weighing up the options both ways, dabs it through, bounced. I think that's been grounded in goal by the Castleford man. It has been, it's a goal line dropout.
And again, nice option. McShane realising that you just get that little dink in. Good work by Millington, yeah.
First to react. Grounds the ball behind his own line. And it's a goal line dropout.
That's a couple of occasions now he saved his side in defence. Good work from the front rower. There's what we've got 2 minutes 10 seconds left in this half, and Ian Milward will be desperate for his side to go in with conceding no more scores. They'll get an awful lot of courage, Eddie, if they can defend this dropout, keep Widnes out, and finish the first half on a high.
Yeah, the Castleford fall from grace has come as a surprise to many this year. 9th over the last 2 seasons, only just missing out on the playoffs. 7th in 2009. They were viewed as playoff contenders before the season got going, but a series of off-field problems have dogged them. And here is McShane.
It could be even more problems here as well, because though Dennis Betts would not have been happy the way that Stephen Marsh received that dropout, and not one of his players was wanting to come and run for the offload.
Well, they're running now.
Inside pass has always got to be on.
Clark bumps away from one. Great ball. Ben Davis try. Off the inside pass, as my learned friend so rightly called and predicted. He'd be pleased with that, Dennis. Ben Davis with the try. He had 7 matches on loan at Castleford towards the end of last year. He's been a substitute in the last 6 matches as well. He hasn't started since Hull on March the 18th. A couple of tries for Castleford last year in Super League. That's his 2nd for the Vikings this year.
Allow the pressure and allow the man to run around at the dummy half position. They allowed Clark to just control it. He said, I'll step, throw the dummy to the wonderful, wonderful, happy little look. Come on, give us a smile, Dennis. Yes. But the inside pass, as I say, he's always on. Take it one way, back on the inside. But Castleford coach Ian Milward will be saying to himself, what on earth? How can you allow the man like John Clark, with so much skill factor, to just dance, waltz around the play of the ball, first and second marker, and allow Davis to launch underneath the sticks?
Patrick Arvan lining the conversion up. No wonder Dennis Betts isn't smiling yet. He's been under the cosh for a lot of this season. He's been struggling, really. to come to terms with life at the foot of the table. It wasn't unexpected, of course. First season back in the Super League. Not many people thought Widnes would win one match in 2012. They are on the verge here of winning their fourth. And there's the half-time siren. That try from Ben Davies has come at just the right moment for the Vikings. Their supporters are on their feet, and they're delighted with what they've seen in the opening 40. Can they keep it going in the second half? Marsh with the opening try on 4 minutes. Then we had a Young Quest try on a quarter of an hour. It was 6-4.